Captain's Log, Phantom Tide Chronicles, Pirate Babes, Episode 6, The Curse of Treasure Island, Captain's Log. If you enjoy ghost ships, pirate legends, supernatural mysteries, and cursed treasures hidden beyond the edge of every map, consider subscribing and stepping aboard the Phantom Tide. And before we begin, tell us below, if ye found the greatest treasure in the world, could ye walk away from it, or would ye take just one coin? Leave your answer in the comments, because tonight the race for Treasure Island finally comes to an end. Captain's Log. Some treasures are worth fortunes, some treasures are worth kingdoms, and some treasures cost more than a soul can afford. The four ships drifted silently toward Treasure Island. The Phantom Tide, the Flying Dutchman, the Sea Devil, the Iron Fang. No cannons fired, no swords clashed, nobody laughed, not even Salty. Ahead, Treasure Island glittered beneath the moonlight. Mountains of gold sparkled like rivers of fire. Jewels shone brighter than stars. Ancient crowns rested upon hills of silver. Lost treasures from 1,000 kingdoms, they scattered across the island. The pirate pig stared in disbelief. Pig 1 fainted. Pig 2 fainted on top of Pig 1. Pig 3 grabbed both. Pull yourselves together! Then he saw a mountain of gold and fainted too. Salty's eyes nearly popped out of his head. Crackers! Wolfie's processors immediately began calculating estimated value. Calculation failure. Too much money. Even Blackbeard stared in silence. Captain Hook lowered his head. For a moment he looked sad. Captain Jordan noticed. He'd seen this before. Hook nodded. The Sea Devil dropped anchor. The Flying Dutchman dropped anchor. The Iron Fang dropped anchor. The Phantom Tide dropped anchor. Together they stepped onto Treasure Island. The treasure stretched beyond the horizon. Everywhere they looked, gold, jewels, crowns, weapons, lost relics, entire shipwrecks filled with treasure. The pirate pigs immediately disappeared into a pile of gold. Only their feet remained visible. Then the sea became silent, completely silent. No waves, no wind, no birds, nothing. Even Raven became quiet. Then the ocean began to boil. The water exploded upward. Massive tentacles erupted from the depths, larger than ships, covered in barnacles, chains, seaweed. The tentacles wrapped around the shoreline, around the cliffs, around the treasure mountain itself. Wolfie's eyes flashed red. Threatening error! One giant tentacle rose into the clouds. Another wrapped around the Sea Devil. Another coiled around the Flying Dutchman. The crews froze. Then something emerged from the sea. A giant figure. Half pirate, half kraken, half nightmare. Tentacles withered where his beard should have been. His coat hung in tatters like drowned sails. Barnacles covered his skin. His eyes glowed green beneath centuries of hatred and sorrow. The ocean itself seemed to move with him. Blackbeard removed his hat. Captain Hook removed his hat. Even Wolfie backed away. Raven lowered his head. Captain Jordan knew immediately. There was only one being powerful enough to frighten all of them. Davy Jones, the keeper of the curse. Davy Jones looked across the island, then at the captains, then at the treasure. Finally, he spoke. His voice sounded like shipwrecks grinding beneath the sea. Another generation, another group convinced they could take it all. Nobody answered. Then Wolfie raised a metal claw. I would like to take all of it. Every chain on the island rattled violently. Hook immediately face-palmed. Blackbeard groaned. Salty hid behind a treasure chest. Davy Jones slowly turned toward Wolfie. Wolfie's confidence disappeared instantly. Or possibly not. Chain settled. Davy Jones pointed toward the jungle. Captains followed his gaze. At first they saw nothing. Then they looked closer. Skeletons, thousands of them, millions perhaps. Pirates, kings, admirals, treasure hunters. All frozen where they stood, everyone clutching treasure, everyone reaching for more, everyone trapped forever. Captain Jordan stared. They never left. Hey, said Hook quietly, they never did. Davy Jones spoke again. The treasure is not the curse, James rattled. The curse is wanting more. The treasures began whispering. Gold promised wealth, jewels promised power, crowns promised kingdoms, maps promised glory. Every city heard something different. Blackbeard heard tales of becoming a pirate king. Wolfie heard limitless profits. The pirate pigs heard bakeries. Salty heard mountains of crackers. Even Captain Jordan heard old dreams. Things once lost, things once wished for. The whispers grew louder and louder and louder. Then Davy Jones pointed toward the ships. There is only one escape. Captain Jordan stepped forward. And what be that? Davy Jones answered. Leave. Leave everything. The treasure whispered louder. Take me. Just one coin. Just one jewel. Just one chest. Davy Jones continued and do not look back. The captains began walking. Crews followed. The treasure screamed promises behind them. Gold poured from chests. Jewels sparkled. Ancient crowns rolled through the sand. The whispers became desperate. Many sailors nearly turned. One pirate did. Instantly he froze. Not dead, not alive, simply trapped. Forever, part of Treasure Island. Nobody turned again. The walk continued. Long, painful, tempting. Then Captain Jordan reached the shore. The whispers stopped. Blackbeard reached the shore. The whispers stopped. Wolfie reached the shore. The whispers stopped. The pirate pigs reached the shore. Barely, Salty reached the shore, carrying 3 suspiciously heavy sacks. Captain Jordan looked at him. Salty sighed. Returned the sacks. The curse lifted across the island. Davy Jones smiled for the first time in centuries. The Kraken released its grip on the island. The sea became calm once more. As the crews returned to their ships, Davy Jones spoke one final time. The treasure was never the curse. The fleets paused, wanting it was. Then he sank beneath the waves. The Kraken vanished. Treasure Island slowly disappeared into the fog. The 4 ships sailed away. The Phantom died. The Flying Dutchman. The Sea Devil. The Iron Fang. The crews celebrated. The pirate pigs celebrated. Even Wolfie appeared satisfied. Then Raven became silent. Captain Jordan followed Raven's gaze. Far beyond the horizon, a light appeared. Tiny, distant, moving. Not a star, not a ship, not a lighthouse. Something else. Blackbeard saw it. Captain Hook saw it. For the first time, all 3 captains became serious. Captain Jordan spoke. What be that? Hook stared toward the light, his face pale. Something older than Davy Jones. Blackbeard shook his head. Impossible. Hook answered softly. I wish it were. The light suddenly vanished, as though it had noticed them, as though it had been watching. Wolfie's scanners activated. No target found. No ship found. No explanation found. The sea went quiet. Raven stared into the darkness, then spoke. Some treasures hide monsters, and some monsters hide entire worlds. Do ye think the captains made the right choice? Would ye have walked away from Treasure Island without looking back? And what do ye think was watching the fleet from beyond the horizon? Leave your answer in the comments below. Etsy asked Raven Native Art. Visit the chart below. Throw us a line at ghostbookadventures@gmail.com. And if ye wish to help keep Ghostbook afloat, donations can be found in the About section below. Captain's Love. We escaped Treasure Island. We escaped Davy Jones. We escaped the curse. And something tells me the Phantom Tides still hold secrets older than pirates, older than kings, older than maps. And somewhere beyond the horizon, something has begun watching us, to tilt and wait, to fall and shout. Captain Jordan is